are we ready to start going through the album? Or would we rather
Why not?
or would we rather do this as just kind of a general chat about technique?
Ooh.
My original plan was we'd go through the album and then we'd go through a couple of the extra songs people wanted played, and between tracks, if people are on, talk about some things that they did or things other related things about their track. Hello.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'd be down for either if it's like talking more shop about technique or going through the album and stuff. Right. The one thing I'll say is that if we try to go through the album and try to like in between tracks try to get whoever made the track to talk a little bit about it, that will be a pretty long stream.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, we've got 2-ish hours. I've got to be on a call at 10:30 Eastern, but until then, I will be here. So cool. I do think we should at least go through the album because that is what I advertised. So I guess let's go with track 1, The Banshee of Asphodel Keep. And a note on this one, I mentioned this in the submission. I did a bunch of post-processing, but this is the bundle, so it doesn't have that. So you get to hear the raw and with stereo.
Sweet.
Also, hi, Barrett.
Hey there. Happy to listen.
The audio isn't routing for some reason. It's not coming through.
Okay.
That was a lot of post-processing.
All right.
Post-process the whole album.
Let's try. It's giving me a... Yes, it says also share application audio. Any sound?
No, still nothing.
All right. So I can hear the sound, but it seems the sound issues with M8C are still there. So, to M8.run.
What's the issue before with M8.run?
Oh, it was just it won't present the screen to... Oh, right. It has to be Chrome. It won't present the screen if I'm focused on anything else.
Got it.
And it stops updating, right, the screen?
Yeah. So...
Oh, that's right. The audio goes, but the video freezes.
Yeah. So I'll just have to keep up with chat on combination of voice and my phone. Here we go. Should be.
I don't see anything being shared.
Oh, come on.
Being strum? Is that the past tense?
Exactly, being strum.
Okay.
Is it just me? Do others on the call here? Oh, okay. There it is.
There. Okay. What was even the point of having the Sunday testing? All right. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, it's coming through.
of these has... Yeah.
So badass. So badass.
Thank you. I was trying to find... Are you getting an echo?
No. The echo.
Okay.
I think if there is an echo, it's just coming in on your side.
Now, MrdrCat, you had a question about the tempo change, and I'm trying to find where I put it, but there is... I put 2 different tempo changes in one of these chains, just at the end of the first 8 bars, and then at the end of the 12th bar, just to get a kind of like push-pull feeling, a kind of speeding up into
Kind of like that.
the key change, and then kind of the momentous stomping back into the A section. But, yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
It's cool, just kind of like that slight pause before everything lands.
If you check Llama's demo song on Model 2, he also does that at the very beginning in the guitar intro.
Yeah, I feel like I when I listened to that Snow Day song,
Yeah.
I saw the tempo like changing up, down, up and down, like 1 or 2 beats, like kind of pretty frequently. I'm like, what? How? Why? This is weird.
I mean, I guess
It's a great way to humanize it.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I might also guess, we could ask him, but I might also guess that he recorded guitar live, which is something that he likes to do, and might have made tempo.
That was my guess.
Yeah.
Trying to like force things to line up.
Yeah.
Fiddling around with the tempo, but the sample playback is, if you're not using the time stretch, it's blind to the tempo, right?
Right. All right. Next up is Barrett's SynthDungeon.
Very, very, very cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said in the chat, it feels just angry.
It's growly and ominous.
Yeah.
I like it. Is the bass when it reverses? Is that a sample, or are you doing that with a synth?
That's with the FM synth.
Oh wow! How do you get it to reverse?
I think I don't think I did any kind of reversing. I think it was more just like an envelope ramp on the cutoff filter.
Or
do
you mind if I dig into
Keep it
your
simple.
instrument?
No, not at all. Yeah, mess around.
Yeah, you've got. Oh goodness, you've got. This just exposes to me how much I am not a good sound designer. Is you've got all of these very carefully tuned.
Careful or haphazardly. It comes together, and I slowly massage things until I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Like, let's the next thing. Let's go.
You can't argue with the results.
It actually all started out where I just made like 6 tracks of really crazy sounding synths, and I'm like, yeah, this sounds like chaos. And then I just kind of try to stretch it out into something coherent.
Trying to stretch it out into something coherent is kind of my vibe.
100%. Yeah. Same.
All right, let's hit the next one. Metro Grade Beats Arachacha or Arachacha.
Nice. Very, very nice. I was gonna ask like how those on and off sounds were made. I imagine it's just a like square LFO. I imagine that's what's going on.
He asked how to do that in, I think, Help Me, not too long, well, maybe like 6 months ago. But he used one of the jams, like he wanted that stutter effect very specifically and ended up asking how to do it. And I think
okay.
it might have like come to his rescue, but like I did use that in one of my own weekly beats, and I can't remember how I did it, but I really liked it.
Yeah, no, it sounds great. It sounds great.
I'll see if I can find that. If I can remember which track I used it in, I'll see if I can find the trick and let you know.
Cool.
If it's the
cool.
same,
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
If it's the same one that I'm thinking of that he asked about, I think what he would have done is you can take a table and make a kind of gate effect in it by just setting the let's take setting the volume like so, and then you can put a tick command and a rep command in order to change the speed of that gate. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but I know that was something he asked about and made a really cool video after he played with it.
I think you're right. That sounds familiar.
All right.
I wonder if he used it for hyperdrive.
Oh, that's a good thought. He did pick his hyperdrive song as his secondary song for the stream. But let's go to the next one, which is by Distropolis. It is Tall Tales by the Fire. This is one where he did not share the bundle, which is perfectly fine. Nobody's required to share the bundle. But he did say that he made this using generative techniques. So...
That was super cool.
Yeah, I know Sleepside. You mentioned that he had done he had messed around a lot with generative like random generative stuff on this track. He also performed like a few tracks were generative, and a few of them he like performed on top of them.
Oh,
Man,
okay.
the at least that's what I remember reading from his submission. I might be mistaken, but man, that was very cool. That was very cool.
Yes, MrdrCat is right. Very vibe.
Yeah. And hi to all the folks who've joined us. Hello.
Yes. Hey Jordan. Hey Surreal Chemist. In case you're not sure what exactly is going on, we are going through the latest Community Jam album. We're about to start track number 5 of 16. And this is by Pantler, and it is called Skagastoltin.
Okay, I feel like I'm going to do this for every song, but that's so cool. That's so cool.
That's right. Get baroqued, idiot.
It's like Metro's Metro grade beats. It's a real light touch, but still kind of fits the whole dungeon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
I didn't say this earlier, but there's a bit of it that kind of makes me think of Vagrant Story.
Oh, what's that Vagrant Story? What's that?
It's a PS1 RPG that has very Baroque, Elizabethan kind of vibe to it. The translation, which I think that was a Woolsey translation, has this very like Shakespearean inflection that was really cool, and had also some Baroque stylings to part of its soundtrack.
That sounds super fun.
Solmare was on board with that in the chat.
Hey, Solmare. And also Billy, I believe. Welcome. I don't know if you're aware, Billy, but we run totally unofficial, community organized jams every 3 weeks, and we are playing through the compilation for the most recent one. We're about to start track 6 by ineffable-twaddle. This is One Page Dungeon Synth. Yes. All right. So I saw the comment about trying to bring the stream volume up. Let's see if I can't do.
Bless you.
Yeah. Also, I'm also on mobile right now, so I don't have the same controls. Yeah. It's no worries. It's fine. Don't worry.
Come on now.
It's okay. That one specifically was just, I think, a tad too low.
And I had not noticed the signature here.
Oh,
very cool.
Yeah, he likes to do that.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I know. Rolkin mentioned this in the chat, but another thing that ineffable-twaddle likes to do is make little song islands and then have chains at the bottom to hop. You've got the song hop command will hop that number of rows. And then I know in particular he's wanted to do that in order to make live playing easier. So you can choose to stay on a section or go back to an A section or B section easier.
Yeah, that's smart.
It also makes when you're working on the song and you want to hear like the same thing that's beyond just one chain, but you still want to repeat a certain section, instead of having to do the select play thing, you can just hit play, and you can rest assured that just that island is going to keep playing over and over again, and you can edit stuff on the fly.
Also good.
I think the funny thing is that I actually have a chain that just contains a hop phrase in it, or a song hop phrase in it, in my template. I just need to use it.
I don't have it in my template, but almost all of my bundles have that, especially because Weekly Beats, the Weekly Beats player eats up the first like quarter second of a song or something like that. So I just put like one row with one chain, and like on the first, I don't know, on row 4 of the phrase, I do a hop to the next chain on all of them, just to give that a little second of dead silence, so that the beginning of the song doesn't get cut off by the player.
I will have to try that. But we should move on to. So we should move on to the next song, but I do want to say hi Armaza, hi atalhlla, and hi octopod. I think that's everyone. And Armaza, if you're not aware, we do community jams every 3 weeks, and right now we're going through the compilation for the most recent one. We're about to play song 7, I think. Glitchpop's Prismatic Polysloth.
I mean, yes. Staying true to their name. Super glitchy. Super cool.
That was wild.
That was
right?
Loud.
I never would have guessed the desynced cursors. That's awesome.
That's, man, I can't think about writing something that like isn't just everything perfectly lined up, one line after the other.
Same.
That's awesome.
It was cool. It felt like I was listening to someone remembering a song and jumping around.
Oh yeah, with the tape warbles too.
Perfect.
It was a unique experience for me.
It was as you're passing through the portal.
Quite spiritual.
To the land of the prismatic polysloth.
All right. We're just about at the halfway point. We're going to play Caverns of Heresy's track. I've forgotten the full name. I'm a bad host. It is Living Under the Shadow of Anaagoch. Right?
You got it.
I'm not sure you're a bad host for not remembering all of that. Yeah, I think you're fine.
All right. Let's go. Oh, and this is Rolkin in the chat. Songs to pledge your fealty to a lich to.
1000%. Yeah. I think this
my allegiance.
this is another one where it, like, I think the author was trying to go for proper dungeon synth, and they did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Well, author, was that the case?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Appreciate it.
There was so much mood.
Yeah, I think somebody mentioned it. Somebody mentioned it in the chat about kind of there being like a hint of sadness, and I think totally that is definitely what I was going for.
And one thing, if folks who are on the call who weren't following the jam might not know, speaking of which, hi, Late Night Callie. And hi, there was one other person here, but I guess they left. But the optional challenge for this jam was to create an NPC or a map. And Rolkin, Caverns of Heresy, is also a game designer and just had a full, I think, 1 or 2 page spread about a family cowed into serving this lich.
Yep. Yeah. I actually just pulled it from the spread from the book, the RPG. Mm-hmm.
Suitably spooky and sad. Let's move on to track 9 by Snail Gossip. This is Envious Trees, and a note from comments on this one is that this was all M8 sequencing, but all of the sounds coming from Korg M3, which is mid-late 2000s workstation with a lot of PCM samples. Right, that was Envious Trees by Snail Gossip.
Snail Gossip, who in our Discord channel, I think they go by Euphemism, if my memory serves me right. Okay, yeah.
Who also created the M8 theme site.
Yes, the super badass neon M8 theme site. Yeah.
Speaking of which, this
and
theme
the scan lines on the website.
Yes. So great, right?
I wanted to ask, is the audio on the stream for anybody very low quality? And I know that track specifically actually is a bad one to ask about, but for some reason my audio is just terrible. And I don't know if it's like, are you guys also experiencing that?
I'm connected via my PC. The audio has been mostly fine.
Okay.
But like I'm like plugged in with headphones into my PC.
Yeah.
So since you're on your mobile, that might be. I think Discord might cut down.
It was good up until like Ineffable's track, but anyways.
Yeah, I'm also on PC, and the everything seems to be working, but for some reason in chat, I had to switch to my phone because it'll jump my cursor back a couple of spaces as I type, so my words like get condensed, and all of the extra letters start floating in front of the cursor. It's really annoying.
Oh.
Discord working just as planned.
Are you using browser-based or the app on the PC?
I'm on the app on the PC.
Okay. I was just thinking maybe if it was the browser version, it would... I mean, you could try switching to the browser version.
Yeah. All right. We can move on.
All right. Let's move on to track 10 by Gon Pulvo, also known on the server as Pulvo. And his track was Ternary Pact. Oh, whoops. right. That was Ternary Pact by Gone Pulvo. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is the Community Jam compilation for Jam 20, which is Dungeon Synth themed. And welcome to Mr. 303 himself. We are going to move into the next track. I do want to say, I don't know how long you're going to be on glitchpop. I do want to get a chance for you to comment on your track because you joined just after we finished it. If you're going to be able to stay through the next 6 songs, I'd love to have you add any sort of commentary you'd like to do after the end. If not, we can pause for a moment.
We don't have to rush into mine. I would like to hear commentary.
Thanks. I don't know what to say about mine. I guess maybe you'd be.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, questions would maybe help.
I have a pretty simple. It's straightforward to ask. Straightforward to answer. How?
Yes.
What do you mean?
No, I mean like we were while the song was playing, we were a lot of us were marveling at how you were able to like get this super cool soundscape with the cursors all like unsynced and just doing their own thing, and like you have really cool tape noise and warbles. I think those are the 2 questions that I have: is how are you able to compose this thing with the disjointed stuff and still adding all these super cool effects on top of it after everything also?
Oh, thanks. I think the main way was, probably I should just start up my M8 and have a look at it to remind myself. But like I think I said in the chat earlier, probably my favorite thing about the M8, and I feel like I'm really still just scratching the surface, is the ability to create generative polyrhythms and polymeter by having tracks running at different pattern lengths. So because I don't really like, my background is in experimental music, I really love electronic music and have pop sensibility, but I'm not really comfortable composing a standard track that, has a verse, chorus, or, or even, just the shapes of things. Things I need to be able to be surprised, if that makes sense. So the way that the M8 is able to, I guess I haven't met a sequencer I liked until this, to be honest, because they all feel too tight, too rigid, and also it's probably the genius of like Trash 80's actual design of how usable it is, as well. Is that answering the question?
It totally is. It totally is. Okay. And Sleepside is like scrolling through. This was done mostly with samples, was it? I didn't dig into it. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just on my M8 and I'm trying to remember what track it is so I can load it up and have a look myself.
So basically, since the M8 kind of rolls with whatever asynchronous composition you want to throw in there, you just sort of lean into that and see where it takes you. If something doesn't quite land right, do you just sort of adjust one way or the other for timing?
I
do you actually exert over your composition?
I think that's an interesting. I don't know if it like. The interesting thing to me is that I don't know what it sounds like to other people. Like if it sounds like it's coherent or not. Like there's, it's sort of got that. The rhythms that I like tend to be a bit off, and so I don't know, if it's working for other people. I just don't know what it sounds like to someone else. So I'm not sure how to comment on that. I'm just like trying to make something that works for my ear.
To me, it sounds minimally structured, but with purpose, if that makes any sense. Like it sounds like you had an idea for the overall picture, and you kind of played with the details so that everything sort of unfolds organically. Like it's hard to describe because everything holds together, but it's still very loose and, like you said, surprising in parts. And that's I think why we can't wrap our heads around it.
Maybe I'll explain. I mean that sounds like what I'm trying to do. So like that's really good. That's what you're getting. But I'm really enjoying the jam structure because it's making me like submit something that's like a whole track. But most of my working with the M8, I'm like basically sort of using live mode to trigger like the different tracks and like sort of playing it as if it's a performance. And the tracks themselves are designed so that because of the different timings of each track, you're sort of listening to this. It's almost like I'm making grooves rather than songs. And so putting it into a finished track is a bit of a like it's a snapshot of my process, I suppose, because most of the time I'm making these things that have emergent structure and the different parts should work together, and I'm not really entirely sure what to do with it, but yeah, I mean that's probably maybe helpful.
I would vote keep doing that.
Okay, thanks.
I agree.
Too. It's really new and original and different, but I don't know. There's still something musical, and it has that weird sort of analog feel that I like.
Well, thank you very much. I intend to keep doing it.
Sweet.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Cool, and thanks for the questions and thanks for the interest, and I'm really loving these jams and loving the community, so and loving like what everyone else has produced for this thing as well. So it's pretty cool, this whole community and this instrument actually.
It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. We've got a couple new people in. Hi Ben B. Hi B Kachia Audio. Hoping that's right. But in case you're not aware, the community runs some unofficial jams every 3 weeks. Right now we're playing through the compilation for the most recent jam, which was based on Dungeon Synth. We're about to start track 11 by MrdrCat called The Ossuary. Jump scare. All right. Oh. Hello?
I do love a good clap.
Just some skeletons suddenly come and jump you on the way out.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to hug for a while.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
They just want a hug. Yeah, exactly. That's all they want. They just want some friends. Forever.
Yes.
They just want BFFs.
So, MrdrCat, you mentioned that you made 2 different flute instruments for this one?
Yes, I wanted something softer sound because for the main flute, I think it's column 3. I used the macro synth, like the blown that, and I wanted something that sounded a little bit different for the I guess the bad panpipe, one that comes in after the big war horn thing. So I did a different patch using the FM synth, and that one turned out softer. I can't remember. It might be the 5th.
Oh, this says panpipes.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Yeah. So and that one I kind of matched them a little too closely, so I don't think it really matters that I had 2 different patches in the end.
I feel like one of them was like super low, though, right? Like the volume was like kind of in the background.
Yeah, the second panpipe, that one.
Yeah,
and more reverb and kind of panned off to one side a little bit to make it more, kind of where's that coming from? Yeah, the original one is more staccato sounding, and then the FM one can give you longer notes.
Were you a Dungeon Synth fan before making this?
Not really. I only just discovered. Who it was? Somebody on this server released an M8 EP of Dungeon Synth, so I bought her album and I really liked it.
Nightshade Forest.
Yes. The Nightshade Forest album, and like bought all 3 of the kind of the trilogy that she's got so far. But that was it. I hadn't really pursued anything until a few people started recommending the record label and a couple of different bands. So I listened to them and really liked it and bought a couple more albums. And I think I like Dungeon Synth.
You seem like a natural. I really love that track.
Oh, thank you. I had so much fun doing that, and that's literally the longest I've ever spent on a track.
Awesome.
It super shows. It super shows.
All right. Let's get to track 12. This is by DDMM64. And this is The Dungeon Was My Soul. Before we continue, hi, Ilk. If you're not aware, and hey, Euphemism, sorry, you've missed your track being played, but we definitely want to hear a little bit about it sometime over the stream if you're up for it. But we are coming in the latter third of the Community Jam compilation. We're about to play track number 12, The Dungeon Was My Soul.
Yeah, super smooth, super funky and groovy. Really, really cool. And the name of the song, this was The Dungeon Is My Soul, was it?
The dungeon was my soul.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
cool.
if this is a Mitch Hedberg was. It used to be my soul. It still is. But...
It still is.
Yeah, I need to dig into wave synth more because, like I said earlier on the stream, sound design is not my strong suit, and wave synth feels to me like hard mode in a similar way that FM does. But
really?
Yeah.
I feel like FM is so much more impossibly, like, it seems like an unsurmountable obstacle, so much more than WaveSynth. WaveSynth is like just glitchy bleeps and bloops. That's like, oh,
love WaveSynth.
Yeah. It's I know how to get some basic sounds out of WaveSynth. FM synth is absolute sorcery.
For me, macro synth is the weird one, and I just can't wrap my brain around how to get sounds I want out of its engine. Like, it's good for some things that I know it's good for, but I don't know how to bend it to my will.
Yeah, I can see that. I think of macro synth as kind of a more flexible preset engine.
Oh. Okay.
Macro synth is more of a what preset?
A more flexible preset engine.
Yeah. It has these like 32-ish like flavors that kind of have their pretty distinct characteristic, but you just play around with them a little bit and you can get some pretty cool variations, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course there are like the people doing sorcery and black magic on the wave table and wave map macro synth engines. So
Oh man, I haven't even really touched that one aside from like that one YU patch that I found in the signal dive.
Oh yeah.
How do you access? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, how do you access the wavetable in MacroSynth?
So
it's just one of the instruments in there.
Yeah, it's
like the shape.
It's predetermined wavetables. You can't edit the wavetables or provide wave files or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Trash 80 has talked about potentially. Well, I shouldn't say more because he hasn't promised anything, and I don't want to put that. I don't want to put that evil on him, Ricky Bobby. But I do want to.
Yeah, I recently made a pretty nice sounding organ with the wavetable.
Ooh.
And I was gonna share that here sometime in the next couple days.
Oh yeah, please do. Either on Matey or directly on the Discord.
Oh yeah, I always forget about Matey.
I just need to look through it more. There's fun stuff in there.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we move on to the next track, Euphemism, do you want a chance to talk about your track? And no is a fine answer, but I wanted to give you a shot if you wanted to. Okay. that case, let's move to track 13 by Jegasus. This is Bog Boy Barf.
Oh.
That Bog Boy's something else. I'll tell you what.
Bog Boy's got some stuff up his sleeve, I'll tell you. I mean, when he's wearing a shirt, because he's mostly not.
Bog Boy be bouncing.
And yeah, just to answer, just to comment on, I think Kai Buster's comment. This is not a one channel, one phrase song. I just didn't share the bundle because it has some samples from the like factory sample packs and stuff like that. So I wasn't sure if I could share those. I ended up never texting Trash 80 to check that. I need to do so. But no, I am not as I'm not as skilled to be able to do something like that, especially in one single row, but one track.
Let me tell you about the good word of resampling.
Yeah, exactly. That's very possible.
One track challenge done.
Easy.
I mean, there's nothing in the rule book that the dog can't play baseball.
Is there a sound in this jegasus that you're particularly proud of?
Like there are a couple of pieces that ding 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 ding, like that little like melodic part that felt. I think that was when the bog feeling really started kicking in, and I was like, okay, I'm feeling this coming on. I'm gonna try to lean into this, and I added the grooves into the song to make it more groovy. Yeah, that I think that was one of my favorite parts, to make that like higher pitched lead.
Yeah, that boom bapa rhythm is really evocative.
Yeah, this was a really fun one, super fun one to make.
All right,
it feels fun.
Thank you. I'm really happy that came through.
All right, we're in the final stretch. We've got solmare with, if I remember right, super popular on SoundCloud, if I remember right, FMEGA.
That was cool as shit.
I second that motion.
I'm with glitchpop. I want to hear some notes on production.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, just fine.
Oh, okay, perfect. So thank you. Production. Honestly, it wasn't that crazy. I just get kind of weird with the high and low pass sections for these different tracks that I've got. And I think the most interesting thing is like I will chop up a break where it'll be like something relatively simple, like just doing the same thing, and then chop it to where it sounds nothing like that and layer it over. And then I will cut off all the low frequencies of that break, and then I will add in another track where it's just the kick and the snare to emphasize the kick and the snare so it doesn't sound as weak on its own. And then I just kind of sprinkle in the rest, and then I just keep messing with the filters to crunch them together and make them not sound too much like they're fighting for the same frequencies there. But that's pretty much it. Trying to make it as fun sounding. That lead melody in there was the whenever I did the randomize, I kind of selected all and then I put in some random notes in a random pattern, and then I kept doing that until something happened that was interesting, and then it just ended up being that. So no real creativity there. I was just kind of like listening for whatever the what do people say? Jesus say in terms of the random number generator offering that. That's kind of where that came from.
I feel like that's a really like distinctive part of your sound, Solmare. When I hear a lot of your songs, I feel like there are these like little melodic lines or these pieces where I can hear that it feels a little bit like they were a gift of Jesus, but they very much have like they still very much have your touch to it, which I don't know how you do it, but it's super impressive that you're able to keep like both of those things still on like so nicely. It feels like a very characteristic thing of your sound.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's definitely some randomization in there, and then I'll, turn off a couple notes or make some last a little bit longer. But yeah, no, I appreciate the kind words.
The thing that I like about your sound is it's crisp, but it doesn't lack any low end. Like it's crisp and it's punchy. And I think the way you explained how you high pass it and then you bring the lower frequencies back in with other instruments and just layer it that way, that makes a lot of sense. I like it.
Yeah, I found that for years I kept writing like the muddiest sounding stuff. So then for for a long time I just cut everything, like all the mids out, and then now I'm trying to slowly work that back in so it's not just everything sounding like a mess. But yeah, appreciate it.
Have you got that production, like that style? Sounds like you've done it for a while and you've got it. I'm just wondering if it takes a lot of time every track, or you've got it pretty sorted.
I think it's been like a logarithmic scale going downward, or no, up. I don't even know. Maybe I got the wrong word. But yeah, like at first it took a long time for each track, and then as I'm getting through them now, yeah, I think it takes a lot less time now, because before I was fighting with trying to figure out how to use the M8, and I didn't really want to read the manual, and I haven't really been able to create songs with anything else before. So, like with all my other instruments that I'd have, I couldn't really figure out a way to get anything out of them that sounded good combined with other things. And I really don't understand why this is clicking so hard, but it has been. But yeah, no, it's been getting shorter and shorter as I write more of them. Now I'd say it's probably maybe like 8 hours per song, probably.
Yeah, amazing. Like sounds so. Yeah, as everyone's been saying, yeah, the production, yeah, really impressive, and I completely agree about the M8 and the ability to create tracks, and totally identify with that.
Yeah, I love this thing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Before I move on to the next song, I do want to say I wasn't just trying to clown on you, Solmare, in the beginning. I was trying to reference the weird bot that you got that you posted about.
It took me a second to remember that. Yep. I totally got that after like 3 seconds. Yep.
All right, we've got the penultimate track from Octopod, who I think is on. Yes. And this is Falling.
Yeah, like Solmare just posted here in the chat. I feel like this is one of the few songs that has this hopeful vibe to it. A lot of the songs in the jam went for like darker, grimier feel. This is one of the few songs that have this like upbeat feeling. It's great, or not upbeat, but just hopeful.
Definitely.
Yeah, it sounds cozy to me.
Cozy is exactly what I was going to say.
And also speaking earlier of using the wave maps and wave tables in MacroSynth. I really loved about this how in the first half you've got this melancholy 4-bar and then a very ambiguous, lonely, just single note into the second 4-bar, and then you fill it in with the cozy. Octopod, is there anything that was particularly challenging or exciting about this one for making it? I don't know if you're able to be on voice chat. If not, that's fine. If
looks like they're typing.
Okay. Okay, so they said track 7 was really fun playing with some table stuff. Which, track 7 looks like was mostly or maybe all hypersynth chords. Oh, yep, that
It's a gorgeous chord, that reverb.
All right. Then I guess let's go to the last track on the compilation. This was atalhlla with Stormspawn. Going out not with a whimper, but with a roar.
Such an epic ending.
Yeah, such
So
a great
funny.
ending. Such a great ending track to this whole jam.
Oh man, thank you. I was just laughing in the chat because, like, Discord, the stream for me, like, the scream got kind of tamped down partway through. It was like this. It's like Discord just did not want that.
Some like automatic compression or.
I did the same thing on my track. I'm like, oh, that sounds crunchier than I remember it. I think it's just doesn't make music; it wants voice.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were too epic for Discord. They had to nerf you.
I just overused the limiter. That's it.
I guess I can have like one zombie at least.
Also, Sleepside, good job on arranging the tracks for this. I think it flowed really well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
used a randomizer.
Another gift from RNGesus.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So for every jam, I put the list into a list randomizer because I am trying to avoid like playing favorites. And sometimes I will put my thumb on the scale if someone has gotten like a bunch of the first track or the featured track in a row, which the featured track is also like a modulo of whatever the current jam number is. So for jam 20, there were 16 tracks, so it's 16 plus 4, so track 4 became the featured. Oh, Sadie. Sorry, my cat has discovered that I have earbuds and is chewing on them, and that is why my Moondrop chews are don't work so well in the left ear. So that's
Moondrop
fun.
chewed.
Yep.
Damn.
Beat me to it.
That's too good. That's too good.
That's one of the big reasons I modified my Portapros to add removable cable is because for some reason those headphones cat just zeroes in on and must chew on the cable. So I'm like, well, I'll just make it so I can swap it in.
Smart.
What is it
Yeah.
with synth people and cats?
Well, every so often you get a nice random melody from them.
Yeah.
I guess.
At 3
The
a.m.
twangy thingy. So the twangy thingy, that's in track 6.
It's the.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's
So that
track 5.
is track 5.
This guy?
Yeah. Yep. So that is just the plucked, but there's a slight amount of degrade on it. Bit of high pass just to keep it from fighting with other things, but yeah, there's not a whole lot going on there. It's mostly, I think, that it's just set back a bit from the other instruments volume-wise, because this is so like that little motif there with the ba ba. That is based on, or that is, yeah, pretty much taken from a little guitar piece that the author of that story that inspired this track, they made a little guitar thing for the main character. Don't know how much they actually have it like finished to their satisfaction, but that motif comes from there, so that's representative of that character sort of being present, but kind of also being dragged along into this. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Kind of swallowed up in the midst of everything else. Let's see. Oh yeah, Octopod was also asking about the noise roar. So do you mean like the part where it's building up, or just the screams that damned at the end, or the very phlegmy, reverby voice work? Oh yeah, so that one is... Yep, there we go. So that one is a lot of vowel FOF. See, there's a little bit of wave scrum in there too, because, you know, why not?
Yeah, here we go. I'm also very impressed by, I said this before, but I love the breathing sound in the build up here on lines 15 and 16.
No, thank you. A lot of that is me trying to remember to record whispering this guy's name first thing in the morning when my throat is still all gummed up. Yeah. Get that throaty phlegmy sound in there. And just play with the pitch and degrade a bit. And yeah, there's also a bit of a Commodore Sam in there as well, one of the tracks. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, this,
track 6.
All right.
Oh, there it is.
Aha.
Yeah, all of these were time stretched with slices to make sure that they all landed basically in the same places for the consonants and the syllables.
I mean, it does sound like very natural, as opposed to the digital scream that you did for Sorcery.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there was a that slight pitch down, and then at the very end where they like finish, they got the scream out, they let it all out. So then there's that slight faster pitch down at the very end of the scream.
Oh yeah, this pitch bend here. Well, one of them.
Yeah. So at the start, there's that pitch bend that goes down, and then at the very end, if you look at a number of the tracks, so like I think in yeah, there it is, chain CC or phrase CC. So just giving them another bit of faster pitch down at the end as they fade out to give that exhaling feel at the end.
So cool.
It was definitely the most fun part of the project.
Right.
The dissolving into noise was also fun. Yeah.
Thank you so much for digging into all of that.
And Sleep, I just wanted to say thank you for organizing this and also having it be all like still in the M8. Like you made sure to have all the raw files, even the ones that didn't share bundles, so it still got played through the M8. Super on brand. Very, very cool.
I try. I did want to shout out that Euphemism Snail Gossip did that all on his own. So thank you for that. Even though the track was all external, you rendered it anyway and made a playable, an offline playable island. Might not be. Yeah. Oh, your euphemism dropped off.
Okay. Well, yeah. Much appreciation to the appreciation to them still.
Yeah. I was originally planning to have some extra tracks played, but unfortunately, I've got to be on a handoff call for work in about 15 minutes. I will have to see about one reason we haven't done, or like the big reason we haven't done more meetup style streams like this is I've not had a lot of spare time to do them, but I will have to carve out some time to play some more from the back catalog.
I would be in for that. That sounds great.
Yeah, this was great.
Like, I can only imagine how much time you've spent just organizing this, let alone actually being here for a couple hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super appreciate you doing this.
Thank you.
And all the organization on the jams in general. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've also got on that front, I've got to shout out MrdrCat and Jegasus. Both of them are part of the whole team that organizes, and Jegasus in particular made a lot of the macros that make organizing the archiving and band camps very easy, and MrdrCat does a lot of the Bandcamp posting and has done, obviously, aside from the series art for this one, which was done by Hodag RPG Illustration. Thank you, Rolkin, for the hookup for that. But otherwise, all of the art for the Bandcamp series has been done by MrdrCat.
That is slick.
Yeah, thanks to Jegasus and MrdrCat as well.
Oh, thanks.
Making it happen.
We just didn't want Sleepside doing everything by himself.
Yeah, exactly. That's so mainly it. And as you guys have probably seen in the resources channel, I'm prone to making lists of stuff I like. So this was an easy thing to join in on.
Now,
you have like an organization beam that you just turn upon things.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I
would say more community librarian.
I do want to put in the chat before we go. Well, I'll want to give folks an opportunity to talk shop a little bit before we go, but also I want to make sure that I do my hosting duties. And where are you, chat? There you are. I want to post the new jam link. We are in the middle of week 1. It's the jams run for a 2-week period, and then we're off for a week to relax and give feedback and vote on themes and challenges for the next jam. Speaking of which, I don't think I shouted you out. Hi, what are birds? Birds are anything you want. But if you're not familiar, we do some unofficial community jams, and they run for a 2-week period every 3 weeks. and everyone gets together and makes a song using their M8 in some capacity. And we have a theme and an optional challenge to base your song on. There's also an opt-in Bandcamp that we compile songs into, and we share bundles, and I think it's a good time. And if you want to know more about the Bandcamp, it's all, we've got 20 compilations on there now from 20 jams, just over a year. We had our 1 year anniversary of doing the jams at the end of April. Everything is free to download, but if you donate money to it, which all goes to the Playing for Change Foundation charity, you also get links to Google Drive that has all of the bundles, which you can find all of the bundles on the Discord, just in the various submission threads. This just makes it a little bit easier if you want to grab them all. And yeah. Does anyone have any questions or want to talk shop about the jams or songwriting in general? All right. Then I think...
Can't think of anything else right now.
I can't think of anything, and I probably should feed my cat.
Well, don't you become MrdrCat now?
Boom.
Unfortunately, the cat I named myself after died.
Oh.
Thanks, Sleepside, for hosting.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for hosting, and thanks everyone who joined in. This was super fun to hear everyone's track and hear everyone comment on their own tracks and hearing what they have to say about other people's tracks. This is just great. This is awesome all around.
100%.
Fully agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then I am going to close down the recording. Thanks again.